You need to start layering your 808 right now. Nah, you really don't. But it's fire though, trust me. Like literally, I don't know why I did this. Maybe people they probably been doing it for a good minute, but I just did this and it came out like busting. I'm talking like I got me a protein shake right now, so I might be hyper in the video, but it's all good though. So more than likely you heard the trick that if you're using the 808, then you gotta go in and EQ out all the low ends and all the other sounds in the beat, right? So you're probably thinking, okay, so yeah, if I'm using the bass or an 808, then I shouldn't have any sound besides that occupying the low end. But if you have something to layer it with, then that's a different story. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I did. I'm gonna show you two beats, and I'm gonna show you how to, do something similar to that. So here's the first beat. Now I'm gonna play just the 808s. I'm gonna play one 808 by itself and then one with the layer 808. So here we go. So you can see how it sounds a lot more full, a lot wider, and just like a lot more interesting and engaging, right? Now there's nothing wrong with just having one 808, like everybody does it, but that's the thing, everybody does it, so why not spice it up by having two or three or even 1,000? You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want for real. So to get that sound right, pretty much you want to have first the regular 808 that's going to occupy all the low end and be the main one. So we got this right here. Then when you add in a second 808, you can go about it in different ways. First, you want to pick something that has some texture to it and actually can make it sound better. You still want to have good sound selection when you're making a beat, of course. So with this one, I chose this sound right here. I'll play it by itself. Like this one, like it has the little like that effect. So I'm like, that could be a good texture for the 808. So when you play both of them together with no effects, it sounds like this. To be honest, that don't sound too bad, but I'm like, something tells me that I probably should clean it up. It's just my, my producer genes telling me that. So I said, okay, let me get an EQ, but not EQ out too much at the low end, because I still want some of that bass in it. So I got an EQ on that, and then here's the trick, right? We get wider, which I think it's free too. Yeah, it's a free imager plugin. Turn this thing up to 200%, so it's gonna be so wide and stereo. Because usually with a bass, it's mono, which means that it's down the middle. But for this one, since we're layering it, it's gonna be wide. So you're gonna have a bass down here and a bass on the side. So it's gonna sound like 3D kinda. 3D? I don't even know. So I'm gonna turn the wider on and off so you can hear the difference. See how it just spreads out, so both of them together? Next example. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot going on in that beat, so let's get into it. So this one, I'm using 3, yes, not 2, but 3 different basses. So first, let's go with the main one, which is this right here. This one, just a decapitator on it to make it sound a little bit more beefier, then an EQ to cut out some of the highs. Then we got a second 808. This one sounds like this. See how much texture it has in the high end? That it's like so gritty. That's what I want. So when you add both the 808s together, it's gonna sound a lot more beefier and it's a lot better. So for that one, of course, like I said, with the last one, got the EQ, cut out the lows. This one I did a little bit more than the first beat. Then we got a wider, of course, like I said, wider. Then we're not done yet, cause like I said, we went with 3. So I went to Serum, and I grabbed a synth bass this time. This one I was going for a Young Fazo song. Actually, one of the songs to use this technique. So I said, you know what? Let me try it out, and so we got this BA mean roar bass. I think it's like a sound wave kinda, but yeah. So we copied the same exact pattern, and we get this. Yeah, that thing just sounds so nasty for real, but for this kind of beat, it's gonna be fire. So for that one, we have on the EQ to cut out the lows so it doesn't clash too much. And like I said, the wider, like this wider makes a big difference. And then we got some ROM. Yes, yeah, you see it, yeah, ROM on the bass. In the Young Fazo song, I saw the little effect chain and there was some reverb. So I said, okay, bet, let's try it out. So when you add these 3 sounds together, here's what you get. You get a very interesting sound. You see how much better that sounds when you add 3 basses together? So like I said, you don't have to layer your 808s. Sometimes you might want to keep it simple, and that's fine. But I think that if you're going for like a turnt song that has like a lot of energy, then layering your 808 can give your song a, you know, like a whole different vibe to it. But like I said, sound selection is key. You can't just have any basses put together and think that's gonna sound good. You gotta make sure that, you know, they both complement each other. I think that's good to have a main bass, one that's gonna take up all of the low end, and then you want to have at least another one that's going to take up some high end and add some texture to it. Like I said, some that sounds weird, like that might be like a good accent for the low 808. You might have that. And then like I said, for the second or third 808s, I think that's good to use a imager, whether it's wider or whatever you got. Let's just spread it out, because you know you're gonna have a bass in the middle and some on the sides. So it's gonna be a good time. So yeah, hopefully you learned something from that video. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead, you know, tickle that like button, and let me know what you want to see next. Follow my socials and everything like that. And yeah, peace.